Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Unsung Heroes. Today we are going to be speaking about Madusa Miceli, otherwise known as Alundra Blaze, otherwise known as Madusa in WCW. So I wanted to talk about Madusa because she's definitely one of the most talented women's wrestlers of all time. Maybe only behind Moolah and maybe Sherry Martel. I put Sherry Martel in the same category as her. Madusa definitely had a very strong physical build, but was able to pull it off and still be very feminine. Very interesting. I got to meet Madusa at the ECW arena not that long ago, and after talking with her, I realized who she is, and in real life, and got to talk with her a little bit about her late WCW run, and she wasn't very fond of her late WCW run. But we're gonna take it back right now to the AWA. She was in the AWA from '86 to '89, and she definitely was getting her face out there a lot around that time. And like I said, she had a tremendous physique. So it was quite it was good to look at. She went to All Japan Women's Pro Wrestling from '89 to '91, and ended up in the Dangerous Alliance in WCW. She was in WCW from '91 to '93, and she was with Rick Rude around that time. And seeing her work with Paul Heyman around that time was very interesting. Seeing her paired with Rick Rude was very interesting. They had a good chemistry together. There's this one promo of her with Paul Heyman that every wrestling fan has to see. I mean, you see Paul Heyman just go ballistic on Madusa, and Madusa plays it off so well, and then just beats the shit out of him, and the crowd goes crazy. It was one of the coolest moments that I've seen in World Championship Wrestling. She went over to the World Wrestling Federation in '93 and took down all competitors. Anybody that came after her was going down, and there wasn't really a whole lot of contenders for her belt, as in people that that could have taken her down. She dominated the whole division and then left. And when she left, she returned to WCW, and she showed up on Monday Nitro, and she threw the WWF Women's Belt into the trash can, and it was crazy, man. It was one of the first shots in the Monday Night Wars between WCW and WWF. She did a lot in WCW. She definitely was a women's champ over there, but then she returned in 1999 as Randy Savage's faction, Team Madness, with Gorgeous George and Miss Madness. Miss Madness, who we have had on the Pro Wrestling Archives, Molly Holly, in a shoot interview. Go check that out. The Macho Man Randy Savage with Madusa and Gorgeous George and Miss Madness was very interesting, going back and watching some of those old Nitros and Thunders. Macho Man still had it, and Madusa, it was just, she was knocking my socks off back then, man. You know what I'm saying? When I was speaking with her at the ECW arena, she was not fond of the Russo era and the plans that he had for her. But I reassured her that, that might just be like an artist thing or something, because, when I was watching that shit, she was really over at that time, and she was really hot, and she was really ahead of all the other women's wrestlers. So I would say she's one of definitely the pioneers of the modern women's wrestling stuff that has transpired, the women's revolution. Madusa, should get a lot of credit in all that. Just being, how she was working back in, the 80s and the 90s. So she was training some women's wrestlers down at the power plant in WCW before WCW's collapse. It was interesting to see that different side of her when she was when she was seducing different workers. It was pretty cool, man. She was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2015, the WWE Hall of Fame, under Alundra Blaze. So that's good to know. she was a presenter in AEW in 2020 for the women's tag team tournament. The Deadly Draw, which begun on August 3rd, 2020. She also does monster. She has a monster truck career. She entered the monster truck business under Dennis Anderson in '99. She made her first American hot rod appearance at the Trans World Dome. Afterwards, she purchased her own truck and named it Madusa, as she still held the rights to the name. She began winning freestyle competitions in 2001. So yeah, I've heard about this, and it's cool to see this. You know, she was actually born in Italy. Can you believe that? And raised in foster homes in Minneapolis. I'm just reading about her personal life right here on Wikipedia or whatever. It's pretty fascinating, actually. I didn't know she was a Minneapolis woman. You know what I mean? Another fucking great worker that's come out of Minneapolis. So, all right. Well, I think that's enough of me drooling over Madusa here. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that I met her at the ECW arena, and she was very nice and very cool, and very. You could tell she's for the feminist movement and all that. But yeah, just wanted to tell her, she's out there listening by the chance. You know what I mean? Keep doing your thing, and we love you here at the Pro Wrestling Archives. Maybe we can do a shoot interview somewhere down the road. Ladies and gentlemen, this is another episode of Unsung Heroes. My name is Rick Reinhardt, just trying to give you some true pro wrestling history right here from a fan's perspective, under the eyes and the microscope of what is now this certain age that we're in when it comes to professional wrestling. Madusa Miceli absolutely should be remembered as one of the greatest women's champions of all time. Good night.